Hello everybody out there in the RC community. This is Quad Flying Mav, and today I have what is called an ornithopter. It's off of GearBest, and that's where I got it from, and it was just over $15, around $16 is what I paid for it. It's called the Taibao, or kind of hard to pronounce that one, flapping wing bird. It is a 2.4 gigahertz. Goes with this controller here, just a 2-channel. And what this thing does is it actually flaps its wings to fly. These wings will spread apart and they will flap together. I don't know why this thing's being difficult now. There it goes. But anyhow, it comes apart and pretty much pushes the air out through the back here. Very thin cellophane wings, so could be easy to damage. Doesn't come with any spares. The body is styrofoam, so it's a very light bird. I think it has a 70 milliamp battery in it and one little motor, which looks like your typical small little 7mm quadcopter motor in there. On the tail, for steering, it has this magnetic rudder that kicks from one side to the next, and that actually allows it to turn as it's going. Go ahead and turn it on. I'll give you a demonstration of that. Your on and off switch is on the back of the controller here. You also need to turn the bird on. You know it's on because it has an LED light in the head there. All the way up, all the way down to bind it. It flashes to let you know that it is bound to the controller. But that's how it works. Just flaps its wings. And it flies pretty good, surprisingly. Little tail rudder. You can use this to kick it from side to side. And that's the only other motion that you get with this controller. I'm not even sure what the red light on here is for. I've never seen it on. And this thing flies fairly well. Actually surprising for a little $15 toy that it's made of styrofoam and cellophane. It does have little tail rudders on it, and from my own experience, from what I could tell, if you kick them up like this, it actually will slow down the speed the bird flies. And if you keep them straight, or even just maybe a little bit down, it will actually go a little bit faster, but it's not much. It's not much of a difference at all. Sometimes it kind of wants to turn from one side to the other, and I've noticed this tail kind of gets a little crooked, a little bent, so I tried straightening that out, and it kind of helps it actually fly more in a straight line. It's just 2 channels though. You just have your throttle for your wings, and then your left and right, and there's no rates, no other kind of trim or anything. The controller does come with a USB plug for you to plug this in and charge. The batteries, it's 4 AA batteries go in the controller, and it is nice because it has a little push button thing here instead of a screw. I like that much better. I get so tired of the screws that they put in all these things. That is really convenient. They should do that with all of them, but you know they won't. And let's see, this thing takes, I'd say probably, now this is actually not from the controller when I've charged it. I've charged it from just a regular USB plug-in for the wall, like what you would have for your cell phone. It takes about 20 minutes to charge. I haven't tried using this yet because I'm one of those people that doesn't like depleting the batteries in your controller unless you have to, or that's your only way of charging. But it takes about 20 minutes to charge, and surprisingly, it flies for about 10 minutes. Which is actually pretty good. It's a nice long flight. The charging cord, obviously this goes into a USB port somewhere, and this goes into here for charging. Make sure you have it turned off, and this is just a little push button. It's not a switch. You just push in on it and it turns on. You push in on it again and it'll turn off. There's not actually like a little switch that goes side to side, just a little button that you push in on, and you'll know when you got it on because the light will light up. this thing looks really great, and it's actually really fun to fly. And when you're out there flying it around, it really resembles a bird as it's flying around. I could see people really mistaking that for a bird, but it's actually you flying it around, which makes it super cool. The box here is calling it a Phoenix eBird. She says 2.4 gigahertz, remote control distance is 30 to 50 meters. I probably had it at least 70 feet away from me and still had control. And I did also do a loss of signal test, and it will stop flapping immediately after the controller is shut off, which is good. Altogether, what came in my box, I'm guessing, was this version over here. So it doesn't have the slingshot. We've got the USB cable, the instruction manual, 2.4 gigahertz remote controller, and the bird. And pretty thorough instruction manual. And then it comes in the charger in the box, the controller in the box, and the bird in the box. And that's what you get. Little toss. I mean, just a nice little toss, and very lightly, and it'll just go. You could probably just let it go from a height and turn on the wings, and it'll just flap its way right into flight, just as long as you were holding it up high enough. I've done a few flights with this. I will put that at the end of this little review here, so you can check out how it looks when it's flying. See how it does. Oh boy, it turns fast. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It flies pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Alright guys, let's go for a throttle punch. Oh. Well, you keep that throttle balanced, and it flies really good. You try to do too much or too little, and it's hard to gain control again. But it flies pretty good, and it looks really cool. Definitely not a fast flyer. There's no wind out here, and that is quite suggested, because I don't really think this would do great, being as I'm flying at about, I don't know, 2 miles an hour. That's about all the wind it would take. Turn, not the tree. Yeah, you would. This is crazy. Yeah. Woo! Since it wants to turn left anyways. Oh, there you go. Taibao flapping wing bird funnels. Taibao flapping wing bird. That is pretty cool. I like that. Not good for windy days, but fun to fly otherwise. Very easy to get going. Just kind of toss and flap. It's not that easy to fly, buddy.